Hello everyone, my name is Captain Jack and welcome back to Space Engineers. I'm back in the game today and that's because I want to tell you and show you my vengeance. This is my Dreadnought from the Colony Wars series. It's put up quite a few good fights recently, so I wanted to come in and give you an overview of exactly how I built it, what's behind it, and how you can download it today. Yep, I know I said I'd upload it next week, but I thought because you enjoyed Sunny's episode so well, I'd upload it today. So you can go download it and play with it yourself, blow it up, blow someone else up with it, I don't know, blow one of Krauser's ships up. If you do that, tweet it to me. I'll retweet it and show it to him, it'd be hilarious. Anyway, let's take a look at the vengeance. So if you've been watching the Colony Wars series for a while now, you know I love building big ships, but I also like building them by hand. For me, I love creating and handcrafting something. Yes, we could use welder walls and stuff like that, but for me, it doesn't really bring out the design detail. I love creating good-looking ships that also perform quite well. So when I had the idea of a vengeance, I was actually a big fan of the Dreadnought game from last year. That was a free-to-play, multiplayer game about ramming giant ships into each other and blowing them up. It's kind of quite cool, you might see me play it. And I thought, yeah, I want to design something hard-hitting and can take a hit like that. So that's how I started with a Bow of Vengeance. If we look here, we can't really deny the Bow of Vengeance is quite heavily armed. These frontal cannons, along with the X3 battery and the Mark III batteries around the corner here, are going to deal some immense damage. And we've tested it already. Once a battle of a ship gets firing, nothing is stopping it. The Teleon batteries marked with the Mark III cannons here really do, smash anything in its way. While they may not cause as much damage, we do have armor-piercing rounds, so they mess up anything inside it as well. As I also loaded some of the Teleons with HE rounds, meaning they're high explosive, so we pierce the armor, and then we high explosive inside, creating a giant mess. So yes, the Bow of a Vengeance is quite heavily armed, and I personally wouldn't want to challenge it, as we've noticed it can rip a hole in quite a lot of things rather quickly. We were testing it on one of Venom ships recently. This is on the workshop, by the way. And yeah, it caused a hell of a lot of damage. So I'm not keen on testing it anytime soon. Now, one of the big additions to the Vengeance is the X3 battery over here. Again, creating that sort of prominent and menacing bow. This really does, pack a punch. Now, also, I designed a bow up here, so if we did need to ram, it would be reinforced. We've got a strong armor core going all the way back here, and in my side here, while I'm traveling around, you can see I also built in an auto-repair system. Now, I know many were concerned of whether this would lag the game. Fun fact, it doesn't actually lag when it's used in small quantities like this. If I had a welder system built up to repair the entire ship, then yeah, that might lag it. But this repair system actually only repairs the key places, mainly because the heavy armor actually survives most of the time, but the systems like the guns, the hydrogen tanks and the welders don't, so therefore we need the welders to weld everything back up again. Okay, let's highlight the broadside section of the Vengeance. So you can see here, I built the broadside in a way because I know the ship is going to get deep into combat. We can operate long range with these X3 batteries which do 1,200 and 2,000 on manual, but at some point we're going to, get in close quarters combat. So I wanted the broadside cannons here so that when we came alongside something in the middle of it, we could really deal a lot of damage, as it takes a long time for these type of cannons to turn around, especially the big ones up here. So if I had some dedicated guns on the broadside, we'd be able to pack a punch rather quickly when we came, storming through someone's lines. And these cannons work exceptionally well. They're quite fun, so I can't wait to test them a little bit more. I've also got flak guns down here as well. Some of you may notice if you're thinking, Jack, why are you using flak? Well, pretty simple. Usually there's a lot of ordnance and blocks and stuff flying around whenever we're having a battle, so having flak fields allows me to clear the way for the Vengeance. Any ordnance is incoming, we can block it and stop it right away. The flak guns also work extremely well. I'll try and give you a demonstration later, but they are very nice. So that's kind of my core part of the ship there to do that in. Obviously we have the Mark III battery up here, a couple of these heavy batteries which are very nice, and obviously downside here we actually have the broadsides once again, which are doing really well. Now, the bottom side, I probably did put too many guns on it, but I was kind of just, filling in blank space here. Okay, as we move back towards the stern of the ship, we've got these coil cannons here. Now, the reason that I put these here, and the inspiration I got for putting these here, was actually from a First Order Dreadnought from Star Wars The Last Jedi, when it had those two giant cannons on the bottom. So I was thinking, I wonder if I can arm the Vengeance in the same way. So here we go. The two coil cannons have very good range on them, meaning for manual sniping, they can do very well. I've not actually named them yet or set them up, so if you do die on this ship, you might have to find them manually, but they are quite cool. So the idea is Finn or Castle could sit in his CIC and take control of the port or starboard gun and fire quite well. I also have another X3 battery under here as well, which can obviously do a bit more left to right, whereas the main one's straight forward, so hopefully that will cause a lot more damage. Moving towards the back here, now a lot of people thought I'd suddenly taken inspiration from a Republic Venator from Star Wars. No, I hadn't actually. This is actually, again, inspiration from an unused concept art of Dreadnought. I can't remember the class name now, but I do remember I'll stick it on screen. Now, the idea was it'd have like a sloping bridge going back. I didn't manage to capture the sloping bridge, but I sort of captured it in the armor area here. As I was going up, I wanted to recreate that sort of, con tower from like, boats and carrier ships had, where you've got a radio mast on the top. I know a lot of people think it looks like a Sith destroyer or something like that. Honestly, wasn't my intention. The intention was always to have that sort of sloped bridge going back and then creating there, but I can see how it might look like a Venator in a way. I didn't really want to go for Venator because, the two bridges is a bit of a weak thing in my opinion, but it does the job for the moment. And also we've got a small battle bridge up here as well. I know a lot of people were confused thinking this was where the main bridge is. No, it's not. The main bridge is actually encased all the way down there, but I'll give you an interior tour in a moment. So yeah, the con tower up here, got the antennas, the laser antennas, a bit of anti-ordnance such as the Vulcans. I think we also had a Bowfor there at some point. Now here's an armor section I've yet to repair. I think I accidentally blew this out a minute ago. Yeah, there was a turret facing that way. I'll repair that before the blueprint goes up. Basically, I was testing and naming all the turrets, so I had them all up front. And I accidentally turned all the Teleons on at once and blew a hole in Venom's ship a minute ago, but it's okay, we won't tell him about that. So our main engine bay for the Vengeance is reserved on the back of the ship. Now, this is a bit of a tactical weakness in my opinion, and I'm aware I've created it. Ideally, I would have wanted more thrusters to the front here. If I didn't have these Mark III batteries, I was going to put some thrusters in this section so we could slow down a bit faster. But in more sections I do put thrusters, it kind of becomes a bad idea. So that's what I was going for in a way. I got this armor selection of here that kind of protects these thrusters and it does its job quite well. Now towards the rear we have a lot more cannons. I know a lot of people were concerned of whether I'd be putting cannons here. There's another turret I've lit on fire. I need to repair that in a minute. Don't worry, before this goes on a workshop, I'll be doing a complete repair of the entire thing via SE Toolbox because, like I say, I did accidentally break it, which is a bit embarrassing. But yeah, the main engine bay is back here as well. Now this is a pretty interesting one. I wanted to design this engine bay off the design I had, which is these thrusters encased in here. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure why I did this, but I kind of just liked it in a way. Now, using the ion thrusters, I didn't particularly like because they've got this, unused space in here. And it doesn't help for armoring them up very well because you've kind of got that dead air where I wish I could fill, compound blocks and have more armor in a place there, but unfortunately I can't. Regarding people asking how many blocks of armor this has, by standard in a majority of sections it has 2 layers, by the CIC and engine room it has 3 layers, so the core systems are extra protected, but 2 layers of heavy armor usually does the job on the Vengeance because it's also dealing a lot of damage at the same time. Combined with the flak fields and the amount of ordnances things delivers, it rarely takes that much damage, from a head-on engagement. Yes, we did take a lot of damage in the previous battle you saw. That was simply because some of the guns weren't actually properly, programmed up yet. Luckily, ahead of time, we're actually all set and ready to go. Anyway, I know what you want. You want me to give you a tour of the inside, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I've covered everything here. Oh, by the way, these are actually boost thrusters I designed down here. I wanted to add these in so we could speed up at, a moment's notice, and I really like that design down there. Anyway, let's pop indoors and have a look. Okay, so I'm now in the starboard airlock. No, I'm in the port airlock, so you can see Banish's ship's over there. Now I'm going to pop into the port airlock. We'll seal that door. There we go. And we'll go down here. Excellent. So this is the interior of the ship. Now, not much interior work is done. Again, this is more of like a cinematic ship for... Well, it's not a cinematic ship. It's more of like a survival ship for colony wars in a way. I don't know whether I tried to repressurize. There's a clear... Someone's left the door open here. Okay. Is this going to pressurize now? No, it's not. But pressurization issues are a bit strong on the ship here. I do hope to fix them at some point, but it's not something I've gotten around to just yet. So yeah, we've got forward sections here. Another reactor in the forward section of the Vengeance, so we've got extra power. Now, the interesting section here is we have a broadside, which has been encased in armor now, but we have a lot of welders here to auto weld up the broadside guns, so they are never going to die, essentially. Anyway, heading on towards the CIC. So we've got corridors running around the outside. I'll show you them in a memento, but this is the CIC for the Vengeance. That means Combat Information Center. This essentially is the bridge. The reason I like the CIC is it's more encased. Yeah, okay, I could have had a bridge up top, on top of Vengeance where we could see everything, but from here I can control the entire ship, every gun, every system, while encased in about 3 to 4 blocks of heavy armor, which is quite cool. In most of the battles so far in the test ones, the CIC has not been breached and has survived most engagements, which is a good sign because originally I thought it was going to get breached and destroyed, but hey ho, I survived that battle, so no it didn't. Anyway, the CIC is full of amazing, cool systems. We've got the holotable up here, which I love turning on. Is anything in here today? Not sure if there was anything loaded in or not. Oh yeah, I tried loading the Vengeances as a hologram, but unfortunately the table's a little bit awkward to work with sometimes. We'll just turn it off for a minute and get done from there. Awesome. So originally I did have a couple of scripts loaded into here. You can see I had Izzy's inventory manager. Unfortunately I had to take that out as it was lagging quite badly. So I got rid of the scripts on the Vengeance just because it wasn't working very well. But yes, we have a couple of systems over and stations over here. So extra gunners can take a seat. Then my chair is here. I got Finn who's just sat here and Castle. Then Finn works in the engine room. So there's a variety of stations in the Vengeance. I'd recommend you downloading this yourself and taking a look as it is quite cool. Also, we've got interior defense turrets in here. Basically, if anyone boards them, they're repelled pretty instantly without us having to worry about grabbing a gun and shooting them. The projectors also encased in here. Again, the auto weld system for auto repairs of the broken systems entirely, or destroyed systems, I should say. It relies on the projector, so that's encased in here. We also have a blast door set up, meaning if the CIC is under attack or about to get breached, or if we're boarded, we can seal it off, against anyone attempting to board. So they can either have to cut through the walls or the door itself. Quite a cool feature I wanted to implement, and just adds to that RP immersion level. Okay, we're going to head towards the engine room. Just a quick one. These corridors lead all the way around on the outside. And you can see here, you can go back to the other side of the CIC, which is quite cool. A little bit of rubber banding there. And there's also a doorway here for access into maintenance, but I'm not going to show you that. It's kind of boring. Now, I also have medical rooms and cryos docked in here. No lights in here just yet. Some of the ship isn't fully finished and fitted out, but it's going to go in the workshop when the state it's in, bar any repairs, so you can download it and play with it. I might upload like a creative mode version later on if you guys would like to see that. So if you would like to see a creative mode version where things have been fleshed out to be more survival friendly and more cinematic friendly, let me know, as we can always do like a post refit once the series is over. Anyway, this is the engine room. As you can see, we've got a reactor there. We also have another reactor encased over there and another one over there. Kind of heavy armored up here. We learnt lessons from the last battle and, had to armor things up a bit more. I got these struts indoors to, again, build up the armor in here. Jump drives all encased. We have a total of 12 jump drives, I believe. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, we've got about, 10 to 12 jump drives, because I know there's another one hidden up front as well. So yeah, reactors and engines are all hidden in here. Again, you can't really see much from the engine room, but the idea is to keep it encased at all costs, as we don't really want a breach, because that'd be rather embarrassing. We wouldn't want to see that in a way. Okay, now to show off the power of the Vengeance, I've loaded into an offline version of the Colony Wars world. So this is downloaded from the server, and this was from the latest session we've recorded. So I'm going to show you what's going on here. So the drone's offline at a minute. Obviously, I've not invited them to stay for this video, doesn't need it. So I'm going to fly the Vengeance closer, and I'm going to show you the power of how good the X3 cannon can pick things off. So let's get on the move. You also get to see the Vengeance a bit in action here. If anyone of you is cheating, no, it's not, because we've already recorded the session after this. Anyway, let's get on the move. We'll see how powerful the Vengeance does today. Now, if we take the Vengeance in, we might be able to see some more damage. I know what's floating off there, because our PDCs are engaging something now. So I'm going to try and fly in here, and we'll see how much damage we can actually cause. Let me just tab up the camera a sec. Let's go in and see if we can cause any damage. Whoops, I accidentally misfired there. Again, the frontal barrel, like I said, can cause quite a lot of damage. Now, yes, I know what I'm doing. I am firing on unmanned ships at the minute, so we do have an unfair advantage. My idea is to kind of prove the damage values to you on how powerful these frontal cannons can be. Again, we can see here, Papal ship sustained quite a lot of damage. Again, this is a lighter ship against what is a Dreadnought, essentially, so it can be excused in a way. It's still quite cool to see, how much firepower can actually engage. Now, those PDCs are going to be a bit of an irritant, I think, so let's see if we can take a shot out there and damage them. Oh, I didn't even cause much damage. Slightly concerning. Now, there's a lot of ordnance fire going over here, so we might be having some trouble. Our main guns have now come about and are ready to aim. So you can see here, our arsenal is ready to fire. Now, we're going to start sustaining some damage anytime soon now, because we're coming into range. But you can look at this. The firepower of the Vengeance is really cool. Now, we're going to start sustaining damage anytime soon now. So, you're going to see us taking quite a bit of damage as we are flying into a whole fleet. I wouldn't recommend doing this, normally, because this is probably the most stupidest tactical idea anyone's ever had in the last week. But we should be able to cause quite a bit of damage. So you can see here the Vengeance can put up quite a lot of a fight. Yes, it does have some tactical weaknesses, but what ship doesn't at the end of the day. So I think I'm going to end off this video here. You can see it's taking a lot of damage now because I've just blindly flew it into a fleet of everything. And I think some of the drone ships are turned off. So again, this is not an accurate representation of how a battle would go, because typically the drones would have tactics and, they wouldn't be sitting here unmanned or unarmed. So yeah. Damn, we just lost our bow cannon. Ah, well. You can see the X3 survived quite well. I guess the auto weld systems must be, repairing them up. You can see the welders are actually working hard inside here. We've lost a few of our frontal cannons, but not many, so we should be able to stop. Now we're coming around here, so our rear guns are going to fire, and that coil cannon just lit something up. Jesus, it just blew apart that ship. Well, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to end this off here. You've seen how well this went, and if you want to download The Vengeance, it is available via the description now. You can go download it. It is quite fun to play with, and I hope you have been enjoying Colony Wars. The season final airs very soon, so don't forget to miss it. I have a feeling I'm going to get blown up any second now, so I'm going to leave you here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.